All right, let's talk about it. AI, machine learning, deep learning, these buzzwords are everywhere, right? But honestly, the line between them can get super blurry. So today, we're going to clear all that up. We're going to build a super simple map to see exactly how they all fit together. Ready? Let's dive in. I mean, you see these terms thrown around all the time, right? They're the future of, well, pretty much everything. But what's the real deal? Like, what do we actually mean when we say AI? And how is that any different from machine learning? And then there's deep learning. Where does that even fit in?
And here's the thing, this isn't some sci-fi, far-off future stuff. It's already here working behind the scenes in your life, like right now. You know when your social media feed seems to read your mind? Or how your fitness app knows just how to push you? Yep, that's all this technology doing its thing.
Okay, so to make sense of this, we've got to start with the big picture, the granddaddy of them all, the foundational idea that everything else is built on. And that is, of course, artificial intelligence. So what is AI? Well, you can think of it as the ultimate goal, the big dream, right? It's this whole huge field that's all about one thing, making machines that can do stuff we would consider smart. You know, things that usually take a human brain to figure out. Okay, so let's start drawing our map. Just imagine a giant circle, the biggest one. That circle, that's AI. It's the whole universe of intelligent machines. And everything else we're going to talk about, it all lives inside this one big circle. Now, inside that huge AI universe, there's a really, really important way of actually making a machine smart. It's a specific approach, and that's where machine learning enters the picture. And the key word here, you guessed it, is learning. See, instead of a programmer having to write rules for every single little thing, machine learning is all about giving the machine a ton of data and letting it, well, learn for itself. It finds the patterns on its own. So it's not a different thing from AI, it's a specific way of doing AI. Okay, back to our map. So machine learning isn't its own separate thing over here. Nope. It's a huge, important subfield that lives right inside that big AI circle we just drew. It's kind of like a really important member of the AI family. But wait, we can go deeper. We can get even more specific. Because inside the world of machine learning, there's this really cutting-edge technique. It's the thing behind some of the most mind-blowing stuff you see today. So let's peel back one more layer. And that layer is deep learning. Now, this is a super specialized kind of machine learning. It uses something called an artificial neural network. And what that basically means is it copies the structure of the human brain, using all these different layers to process information. Pretty cool, right? And boom, that's the final piece of our map. Deep learning is like the powerful engine right at the heart of all this. It's a subset of a subset. It's a little circle inside the machine learning circle, which is inside that giant AI universe.
All right, let's step back for a second and look at the whole map we just put together. See, when you look at it like this, it all just kind of clicks, doesn't it?
The most important thing to get is this nested relationship. It's like Russian dolls. Deep learning is a specific technique you can use to do machine learning. And machine learning is a specific approach you can use to create artificial intelligence. And it only goes one way, remember that. All deep learning is machine learning, but not all machine learning is deep learning. And this little table here just sums it up perfectly. You've got AI at the top, that's the whole field, the big goal. Then inside that, ML, that's the method of learning from data. And then at the very core, you've got DL. That's that special technique using the brain-like networks. Simple as that. So at the end of the day, it really just comes down to that picture, that map we built. Once you see what's inside and what's outside, that nested relationship, the whole thing just makes sense. The confusion between these terms just melts away. So, okay, we have the map, we get what these things are and how they relate, but, that just brings up an even bigger question, doesn't it? Where do we go next? We've built these incredibly powerful, layered thinking machines. The real challenge, the real question for all of us, is deciding what we're actually going to do with them. What problems should we point them at? That's the conversation we need to be having. Thanks for joining me.